a shortcut that has its thing looking like X4. Change the icon. You can't? Okay, well. Can I get something that looks like an X? Yeah, like give me an X, right? Not, and at least I know it's X4. Okay, I don't know what you're so goddamn dumb. Can you pin to taskbar? You don't think you can, huh? You can't pin to taskbar? There, pin to taskbar. It's not that fucking hard. There you go. Hi, kitty. I'm just rubbing you. You're a good kitty. Yeah, fire up X4. Let's see. Oh, updating venture extension. Yeah, nice. X4 used to be on my C drive, but I don't really care. I don't care. One Siemens on my C drive, but I'm not really playing it. Yeah, I'm just touching you, kitty. You don't need to worry. Just petting you, kitty. That's all. No need to worry, you cute little kitty. Just trying to give you sweet loving. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Oops, sorry, kitty. Oh, well, purr, purr, purr. Purr, 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 kitty. Getting towards dinner time, kitty. You happy? Dinner time soon. I like letting her know. She's like, yes, dinner time. My favorite thing in the world. So what do we do now? Yes, we drop all of that white glaze out. Hi, kitty, I don't want you on my chest. I want you on my lap. Lap. Yeah, come over here to lap. No, do not put your butt in my face. Just go to my lap. Yes, good kitty. I don't want your butt in my face. I know what you do with your butt. You're not hiding from me. Hey, it's X4 timelines. Yay. Better have my fucking save. That's all I have to say. You're gonna scare the shit out of me if this save isn't here. I've been scared to look. If that save is gone, I'm gonna lose like 200 hours or something. So dumb. If the save is gone, I'll just start over on GeForce Now, run it there. Are you on the wrong screen? No, you're just loading slower because you're not on my C drive. Ah, there we go. Very good. You know, I don't remember, but I think it's like 300, 500, 1,000 or something. I don't remember. Let's have the AI. Immortal Online 2, how much total gold does it take to buy a house and upgrade to tier 3? Oh, good, my save. With 50 million credits. Very good from a while ago. Hi, kitty. Oh, you're back again, yeah? You back again? Yeah, you kind of look... Are you wanting dinner? I know that I promised I would feed you. Yeah, you kind of thinking about dinner? Is that why you're sitting on my chest over and over again? Yeah, maybe X4 can just run in the background in completely low mode. I have Eve turned up too high, I think. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, for this many clients in the fucking background, I do. I have Eve turned up way too high for this many clients. I'm gonna turn it down, have it take less of the system's resources, just because it is kind of rough on the clients. Excuse me.
Warp drive active.
Yep. Other people came here, which is always good. More target-rich environment. Hopefully, like they consider other targets than me. I mean, there is 2 orcas sitting here, so that's real good news for me. I'm a retriever. Oh, I have less drones now? No, I do. So I will launch for self. Ah, X4. I haven't played X4 in a while. Oh yeah, I'm on a much bigger ship now and stuff. Cool. Hey, it's running great with the DLSS and stuff. And I could always run like lossless and stuff. I could run lossless for FFXI. Oh, loading X4 did not crash FFXI, which is good. Kind of getting late to take a party. By the time I travel and XP, I'll only have like 2 hours before I want to go to bed. And I think I am actually going to like unflag here. Is all right. Oops. Oh, that's one of the reasons why I was not I was not, I was anon. So That's why I was blue anon and I couldn't see it because I turned the thing on. I need to turn the anon off first, and I always forget. Okay, so we don't want to pause this thing. Look, I have this cool, huge ship now, which is so fucking sweet. And I can just let this all... Now, what happened here? You glitched? Oh, no. Yeah, and then we want to look at the settings, because I don't really play this game. I want it to look good when I look at it, but I don't really play this game. So let's turn down the graphics so it doesn't bog the other clients. Soft shadows and shadows are off. Glow UI. Yeah, I have it about where I want it, honestly. We could turn it down to medium, I suppose, but I don't think it would really be better. Kitty, it's time for dinner. It's time for dinner, Kitty. Get off me. No, get off me, Kitty. No, it's time for dinner. Are you ready for dinner? Yeah, you ready for dinner? Yeah, you want to eat something? Oh, I hurt my wrist very badly. Oh. Oh. I will have to put it back. Okay, let's feed this kitty. You ready, kitty? Okay, let's feed this kitty. Yeah, you want some food, kitty? Feeling some food right now? Yeah, like some food. Let me give her an orange. I'm gonna get an orange today, kitty. Just drop that in there. Okay, there's that. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Oh, did I pause it? Unpause it and run it. Run this. I love X4. I guess I can use a ship. kitty. Okay. Cool, X4. So I want a medium. I guess I want to jump to a teleport to. Where am I right now? Legend filter information was. Is it R? Yeah, R. Cool. That's me. I'm currently in a Phoenix E. I'm currently in a Phoenix E, which I don't even know what those are. I think it's a hauler. I think I am a hauler. What did I used to do? It was like silicone wafers. $197, $135. I've done this a little bit too much. Bought for $183, $135 to $183. The market's not that good. Let's go to something else. Advanced electronics. Can we get them cheaper somewhere else? Yeah, $783 to $814. Quantum Tubes, $359, $375. I love this game. I forgot how much I love this game. I've been like taking little breaks from these games that I play too much, but I love this game. Look how cool it is. Look how cool it is. I kind of want to transfer to like a battle, like a ship that's more equipped for battle. I have 14, oh no, Fleet 21, yeah, Fleet 21. I have not that many ships anymore. I've like kind of run out of money because all my ships got killed for some reason. I could teleport to, can I teleport to that one? Well, yeah, but I want like a medium battleship that those things attach to or whatever. I have a Phoenix C. Those are all haulers, aren't they? What was that sound? That was that sound. Oh, it's somebody coming in and out for their shift. Yeah. Quantum Tubes, 359. Let's buy a lot more mining ships and get them to work somewhere. I sent a lot of mining ships to 18 billion and I don't think it was a good choice. I should have done Grand Exchange 1 and Grand Exchange 4. And I still have a lot of ships here, I guess, in Grand Exchange 4. Like a drill mineral. Oh, there's the drill. Oh, right, I forgot, but there's like more fleets, yeah. Oh, I know, I have a lot of ships. Look, I forgot about this. I am mining. So actually, we're okay. I could just sit around and... I don't know, does this ship itself have orders? Attack. But it's... Stop this. Oh, I'm patrolling in a Phoenix Sea. Oh, attack, yeah. I guess we are, like, defending. I guess we are fighting. So, cool. I'm just, like, set to do this and gather money and stuff. And, yeah, and I can just passively play the game. Well, sweet. That's cool. This game's a little laggier now that X4 is open. And that's a factor, because I can't really play it like that. I can't play this game with this low latency. So that's sort of a factor. I don't know. This is a lot of games to run at once. I like X4. Let's turn down the settings all the way and see what we can get. It has 2x DLSS, so but let's turn the custom all the way to low. And just see what we buy. See if it makes Mortal a little bit more tolerable. Oh, yeah, did we freeze? No, it'll probably take a bit of time now. Now there's other late nighters in this belt, which is good. I like this system. It's quiet and it's 5 jumps from Jita, so it's really not that bad to move the ore. I should take a load of compressed ore back to Jita. Maybe in this ship, but it might be folly to do that. I don't know. Okay, so here's low settings. You can't really tell a fucking difference. And I don't really watch the graphics in this game anyways. I spend most of my time doing the map. Yeah. But it would be nice to keep the game running in the background. It would. That's better. I could play Mortal like this. This is acceptable for Mortal. It's not amazing. I think I'm in full settings in Mortal. Yeah, I am. So let's drop down to medium, medium, medium. I think I want to keep post-processing high because that's the one that makes it all blurry. Medium. I want to keep the foliage on high because I like it. Yeah, see if we can drop down like a little bit. See if we can't get some better frames in this mofo. But no, I don't think I can run these clients all 4 together like this that well. Ooh, grats. Ooh, concentration to 59. I became a better caster. I love chopping wood for gold and Mortals. Quite fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with the gold, though. Just buy sets. Buy lots of sets. Buy books that I need. Do I have a book in? I do, but I've got to wait for it to end. Coming down to finishing out the points on this character. She's got 180 left, and there's other mental stuff I need to do. Concentration's got to go another 40 points, which is going to eat like most of the remaining points that I got, and so does mental focus. So yeah, that's it. Hi, kitty. You're like back on my chest again. I want you on my lap. Yep. Wait. Hold on. Okay, here we go, kitty. Hold on. There we go. Okay, kitty, come back. You can sit on my lap. Hey, kitty, come back. No? Okay. I'm busy, kitty. It's my job. I know you're fucking bored. I know you're so bored. It's not. I work 14 hours a day. I can't take the time, kitty. I'm sorry. No, I'll play with her tonight when I go to bed. I'll play with her for like an hour. She's seeming kind of bored and listless. Poor kitty. She's so bored. That I can kind of have some sympathy for. It's like, I get it, kitty. I'm stuck here in the boondocks with you, you know? So we're patrolling to try and keep these mining ships safe, and we're patrolling Grand Exchange and Grand Exchange 4, but I want Grand Exchange 1. Where are all these ships posted? They're like... Oh, oops. Yeah, Grand Exchange 4 and Grand Exchange 1. Grand Exchange 1, confirm. And come back to this. Where are all these mining ships? Oops. Oh, they're in 18 billion. So we want to be patrolling 18 billion. My whole nest egg is in 18 billion, actually. So we come back to me. Oh, no, we don't patrol 18 billion because then all those mining ships don't do their jobs, which I forgot. So, yeah, but we do have, like, ships patrolling 18 billion. I think it's actually not a bad setup. All I have to do is let the game play itself. Fucking sweet looking. So fucking cool. Take yours. Hi, kitty. You want to come back and sit on my lap? Yeah. Sorry, kid. I didn't mean to bother you before. You're welcome. You're always welcome to sit on my lap. Cool. Just let it run. Yep, turn down the settings on all of them a little bit so they're not all hogging. Cool. So... Oh, kitty. I love my kitty.
Just take it from you, right? No, they fucking don't. There are literally hundreds of items in the game that are not actually seen anywhere in the game, but a lot of players are running around with them. Now, of course, some are more rare than others, but if you play 76, on PC, mind you, I don't know anything about how the console versions work, but on PC, if you play 76, then you know about this shit. And I mean if you actually play it. There are also BA2 mods. We'll talk about that in a bit. And like I said, eventually most players realize this. So some examples of cut or injected content. You have the legendary wedding rings, coats, and mole heads. Yeah, someone just added effects to these items. I don't know how they did it, but these items are not supposed to have stars. I can't stress that enough. Like, apparel is not supposed to be legendary, but someone found out how to make it legendary, duped the fuck out of it, and spread it across Appalachia. There's NPC clothing and armor, and what I mean by that is some NPCs have unique clothing. Take Duchess' outfit, for example. It's an outfit that only the NPC Duchess wears. She will not give it to you, but here it is. There are cut quest items. Now this is a tier deeper than quest items, but there are a lot of items in the game that look really cool, but they're not in the game anywhere. But don't worry, got those too. There's a lot of cut plans in the game. Once you learn the plan, you can build the item infinitely. Well, there's a lot of them that were cut out of the game and people got them and some of them work. And there's injected items from Fallout 4. These are your animatronic alien blasters, a lot of weird mod boxes. All of these items were obtained by stealing from the dev room, exploits, trade, accidental. And this is why Bethesda really can't take much action. Like, they can't just run a scan and be like, oh, this person has this item, we can punish him. Because someone could just walk up to a new player and just drop these items on the ground for him. The player is not going to know anything about it, so they're just going to pick them up. Another player could walk up to a player vendor and just buy it out of a vending machine, not knowing what it is. So Bethesda doesn't take individual action on players. And of course, another way you can get these things is by duping. Gotta mention the dev room raids. They've gone on since day one. It continues to this day. They go in, grab stuff, transfer it, repeat. The items are duped, traded, or sold for RMT. And I want to know, is there any other game that has this going on? I've tried and I cannot think of a single other game that just lets their players have the cut content. I feel this makes 76 extremely unique, and it's almost like they know it's the endgame, and that's why they don't do much about it. We could talk about the BA2 mods. A lot of this stuff I don't think you're going to find in other 76 videos, but basically cheating in 76 is just called modding. The key difference in 76 is that you're cheating against Bethesda and not players. I mean 99% of the time. Of course you still have people that, it's like every other game. But most people using these mods are doing it for quality of life. Some of them...
Is it possible to use mods on Fallout 76 when you're playing it on the GeForce Now client? Oh, sorry, kitty. Carriel? The fuck? I blocked him, that's enough. Oh, gotta put my Meg clone in. Oh, did I lose my clone? I forgot to take the Meg clone out, I guess, or whatever. It happens. Fucking Meg clone. I swear to God, it's the developer. Because it's like, I was very careful with that clone. I had that clone for 4 months. I was very careful. I moved the clone last night and I jumped out of it. I think it's the developer. I swear to fucking God. But whatever, grats. They got 100 mil off me or whatever. Those pieces of shit suck dick. They don't deserve the game. That's the only recognition they'll get. Honorless piece of shit, scum-ass bullies. Wretched hive of fucking scum-sucking piece of shit bully cocksuckers. Now I have to buy, what are these called? They're called, I hate the fucking clone system. It's so fucking mentally retarded. It's based around causing you to want to swipe. It's so shitty and fucking stupid, like CCP. And these fucking bullies. Alchemist, I think. Alchemist? Yeah. Alchemist 810. Yeah, there we go. Give me one of those. Nice. I forgot to take out my clone. Whatever. Stupid pieces of shit. I did more damage to myself than those pieces of shit did. Fucking stupid. Oh, whatever. I forgot to take my clone out. That's my fault, not theirs. Plug in. Consume. Jump out. Jump. There we are. Okay. Since those pieces of shit are probably stream sniping and sucking dick all day, I'll just go somewhere that they won't go, which is anywhere but high sec. These pieces of shit never leave high sec because they're fucking real life pussies. They're fucking small penis pieces of shit who bully noobs all day, and they've been doing it for 15 years or something dumb. They're such worthless pieces of shit. They're the worst community in all of gaming, pretty much, short of the Rust players. And yeah, and so we'll go anywhere these pieces of shit won't go. They're into bullying toddlers, so you stay out of the maternity ward, and you won't see them. You know, if you stay out of the maternity ward, high sec, you won't see these worthless pieces of shit because they're too scared to go anywhere else. So. Out we go. Okay, let's just go out. And even if they do follow me, grats on the 2 million. No, I'm sorry, 3 million. Grats on the 3 million, you stupid, worthless piece of shit cocksuckers. Fuck you. Grats on the 2 million or whatever. It's like, that's how I feel. It's the same thing with, like, they got 5 million off me with the retriever. So dumb. I can't believe I did this to myself. Was it yesterday or was it today? Today, I think it was just now. I forgot that I had a clone in. I thought I took it out. I was very careful about it, but I don't know. Piece of shit developer alert, I guess. I don't know. I was very careful about the 120 million clone yesterday. It just seems like maybe the server didn't jump me to the clone or whatever it is, and now I have to pay the cost of CCP's fucking piece of shit incompetence. Yeah, but I mean, oh well, you know. And then I lose more money than most noobs make, you know? It's so stupid. Worthless piece of shit fucking community based around loss. Completely a fucking loser loss cycle thing. I keep telling them to make a pacifist mode so that the losers can suck each other's dicks and leave us alone. I got more kills than all these guys combined. On so many more different games. These pieces of shit only play EVE Online. I have so many more wins and kills than any of these pieces of shit. World of Warcraft, Fortnite, Rust, doesn't matter. I've got more accolades, more achievements, more kills. Whatever it is, fucking ESO, doesn't matter. Final Fantasy 14, Diablo 3, just Diablo 3. Fucking Phantasy Star, it doesn't matter what game it was. Final Fantasy 11, the games I'm playing right now, Mortal, doesn't matter. I have more kills than all of these pieces of shit combined. They play a submarine game. And they play it badly too. All they do is bully noobs on a submarine game. They don't get kills like me. They can suck my fucking dick, worthless pieces of shit. All they do is bully people who don't even have guns equipped.
Couple of days playing through the Windrose demo because I wanted to wait until I've seen everything it currently offers before saying anything. That means going through the survival loop, spending time building,
the ship could be better,
the ship, and actually
but if you can build it, it might be really good.
The naval combat. Now that I finished it from the beach all the way to ship combat, I think I've seen
build
enough
that
to give
ship?
it a fair.
I don't believe you. I think you buy it from a vendor, right? You have to go earn money to buy it from the vendor.
Take. So let's talk about it.
You don't build that
At
ship.
its core,
you build on an island, like a house probably, but I don't think you build a ship. No.
Crafting survival game with action RPG elements and a pirate theme woven into it. You're harvesting, mining, chopping, upgrading tools and gear so you can move into the tougher areas, get the higher tier materials, and repeat the cycle. If you played Valheim, Enshrouded or similar games, you'll immediately understand the rhythm. For me, it didn't feel overly grindy. The pacing felt steady, and I always felt like I was working towards something meaningful. It sticks to the established survival formula, and that's not a problem. Getting into the game is straightforward. The character creator is actually more detailed than I expected to be. You got enough presets and sliders to shape it into something that feels like your own pirate without turning it into a 1-hour project unless you want it to be. You can keep it simple or you can go more advanced. It gives you that flexibility. After that, creating a world is simple. You pick your difficulty, name the world and jump in. There is no long configuration process or extra systems to manage at the beginning. It's quick and you're playing almost immediately. It's a clean, no-fuss start. Combat is fairly simple, and that's fine. This is not Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's not trying to be a full-blown combat simulator. It fits the survival framework. That said, blocking and dodging feels slightly delayed. I wouldn't say it's janky, it just feels like it's behind the input. And when it comes to combat and you're relying on timing, you do feel that. Yeah, because
there's no 8-way run is why it doesn't feel good like New World.
So that's probably the biggest mechanical thing I would say that needs to be tightened up in combat.
Yeah, but I mean the combat looks well.
Visually, the world looks clean. The sea looks good, and the boat interaction with the water feels right, which is important in a pirate game.
The sea doesn't look that good to me, though. They could have done better, in my opinion. I don't know. Water's hard. I don't know. But when your whole thing is sailing, I think they need to work on the water.
Building feels solid too. I didn't go too deep into massive builds, but even in the demo, there's enough variety to see that base building will be a big draw for many players. The sound and the music are subtle and fitting, they don't overwhelm you, and the UI is clean and mostly stays out of the way. The demo itself is limited to 3 islands, but there's enough content here for several hours of play. The first island that you start on is fairly forgiving, the other 2 ramp up difficulty around points of interest, so progression will feel natural. It is a pretty solid slice of what the full game is aiming to be. Now let's talk about the ship and naval combat. Eventually, you unlock a catch that gets access to proper sailing and ship battles. Sailing itself feels good. The ship moves nicely on the water and controlling it feels fine. I'd still like more time with it, but overall traversal at the sea is enjoyable. Where things feel less polished is the presentation and impact. The first time you unlock your ship, there is no big moment, it just plops up in the water. There is no animation or sequence that makes it feel like a milestone. And naval combat works, but it feels a little bit light. So cannons fire, you see damage numbers and some debris, but it doesn't feel especially impactful. Ships don't visibly show damage as their health drops. Boarding is initiated by aiming at the enemy ship and selecting an option, and you're plopped onto the deck. The same thing happens when you're swimming in the water and you want to get into your boat as well. It functions, but it does break a lot of immersion. Another thing is that if you've been attacking your enemy ship and then you're boarding it, you will see that there is no damage at all on the ship, it is still clean. Also feels like there is immersion missing. There is also no wind system right now. You move at full speed in any direction, so fights tend to be just about circling, firing, and repairing rather than positioning based on environmental factors. It's not bad, it just needs more weight and immersion to really sell the pirate fantasy at sea. The difficulty in the demo felt fair, maybe slightly light, but I could have gone for a harder difficulty in the world setting. The first naval fight is clearly a tutorial. The second one does more damage and has more health, but it's still manageable. I expect later ships in early access to increase that challenge, of course. The sea encounter density felt also reasonable. I ran into a couple of ships during longer sailing stretches, which felt balanced. You don't want to feel like there's a lot of traffic. Story-wise, the demo doesn't push hard on the narrative yet. Most of it is just getting established, upgrading, fixing your ship, and completing the initial battle. There's extra lore scattered in journals and chests if you want to read it. The dialogue is not voiced, mostly is just background chatter. More voice acting would improve immersion, but it wasn't something that felt critical at this stage. So, where do I land? Well, I enjoyed it. The survival loop works. Building is promising. The pirate atmosphere on land is solid.
I don't
But
think
naval
it's as
combat
good as
is
Rust.
clearly the system with the most room to grow. Still, even if naval combat stayed exactly as it is right now, I still would play this in early access. If they would add more impact to cannon fire, visible ship damage, stronger boarding presentation, and maybe wind systems, then it would
I don't think it's as good as Rust. Or even X4. You can build a ship in this. You can build a ship in this. Like a really big ship like this, you can build a ship. You can build a station. It takes fucking forever to get that far, but you can. It's a tour bus. It's a criminal. It's a criminal tour bus. Attack that thing. Wow. Alright, where are we? We are in Crywald, which is good. That's kind of where I wanted to be. Very easy for me. Do I have the structure? Oh, I do. Sanctuary. I'm in Crywald where I wanted to be. Take me to the Bez Field. Yeah. Or even the Ubiquitous, maybe. Go to the Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous.
Warp drive active.
Ubiquitous. I love Ventures. I love Eve. I didn't lose. I didn't lose to those guys. I lost to myself. I lost about 125 mil, and it was all due to myself. Now here's an endurance here, and a wreck of a venture, and I want to just come in at and then align to the sanctuary. He warped out. Don't warp out. I don't care, to be honest. I need to be able to align where I'm not blocked by something. There, turn it off. Stop. Wait, no, I hit another one now, I think, actually. We have to keep going. Get to the structure. There we go. Stop. Gonna mine some biz. Cool. Space games. The final frontier. These are the voyages of your butthole. Buttholes in space who shoot people without guns.
Really elevate the experience. Right now, it feels like a strong foundation with clear areas to improve, and I'm really interested to see how it develops. If you finished the demo, I would love to hear about your experiences. Did you feel the same way about combat, naval combat, or anything else in the game? And if you haven't tried it yet, there is a free demo on Steam. You can download it there. I can drop the link
to buy it. Well, maybe it is if it's got
in the description, so it's definitely worth testing out and forming your own opinion. This was Beaverbum. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye for now.
I've noticed that if I click
Survival sandbox games
3
are a
times,
dime
it lets me play the video.
a dozen. It's a genre that's been done a million times, and it feels like they've been around since the Jurassic period. Get it? Because this video is about... Anyways, Minecraft really was the match that set off the explosion that is the survival sandbox genre. It's a simple and compelling concept, one that anyone with a pulse can grasp. Don't die. Use the world and resources around you to achieve the goal of don't die. While the concept is simple, it's also one that can be a bit bland and repetitive with how overdone it is. A game needs to do something unique with the concept to stand out. And one game that did just that was Ark Survival Evolved. Ark Survival Evolved is just like every other survival sandbox game on a surface level. You create an abomination of a character. What in the world of tumors have I created? This freak sprints up and smacks your girl on the tushy. What do? You are then dropped into an unfamiliar world with nothing but your bare ass cheeks and a dream. You're met with the threat of starvation and the elements, but most of all, the bloodthirsty dinos that want to turn you into beef jerky without the jerk part.
Like, the game looks good, but the farming and the tree chopping, I don't think looks that efficacious. It looks sort of like low rent.
I don't know what I'm talking about. And this is one of the most unique aspects of Ark. You're on an island, not that kind, littered with dinosaurs. Some are friendly little creatures that just nibble on plants, and some are carnivorous and want to nibble on that ass. The best part? Every single one of these creatures can be tamed and controlled by you. And this is the bread and butter of Ark. Sure, there's the basic survival aspects as I mentioned. You have to balance hunger, thirst, and not dying of a heat stroke. There's base building, which is a standard, required feature of this kind of game. Love you, Minecraft! And this is all great. But the dinosaurs are the stars of the show, obviously. Need to gather specific resources for building and crafting, like wood, thatch, metal, and you will need a metric ton of that stuff. There are dinosaurs that collect those resources far better than you have.
Ooh, I bought stuff to eat. I'm going to eat something now. I will be right back.
Ever could with your puny human tools. Need to protect yourself and take on other dino creatures? Tame yourself a T-Rex or something and get to chomping. There's nothing more satisfying than tranquilizing a 15-ton beast slapping a saddle on it and making it do your bidding. You really feel the power balance shifting in Ark. You start out a feeble, cold, naked, and afraid insect, running around being chased by these stupid little bastards. I hate the Compy, one of the world's smallest dinosaurs, about the size of a coyote, 10 pounds. You start out not knowing how to do a damn thing, but as you level up and make your character better, you unlock engrams, which are basically a tech tree, starting out with basic primitive tools and moving up to more advanced technology. Before long, you build a nice base with big ol' walls and turrets. You gather an epic collection of dino creatures like a triceratops named Officer Turd Toucher. Don't ask. You claim a nice plot of land that's yours, and these stupid raptors can't do anything about it. Fuck raptors! I don't like them. Eventually you take on big ol' scary bosses, you get ascendant level gear going from spears and swords to guns and a literal mech. Finally! Now Dad can't say I haven't accomplished anything with my life. I wish he'd come home. Dad? You really start to feel like you've tamed the wild and become a Giga Chad who can't be touched. At least in PvE. In single player, things change a bit when you throw other players into the mix. It's time we talk about... I have never seen a game with a community like Ark. I mean, in a lot of ways, they're similar to other games in this genre. They're toxic, they're mean, they're greedy little rats. You got stuff, and they want it. They don't care what underhanded tactics they have to use to take it, including abusing the game's many glitches and exploits. We'll get to that. But it's the way the community for Ark kind of naturally began to mirror real-world politics in a strange way. The game has a tribe system where you can group up with other players to cooperate in base building and dino taming. You can form alliances with other tribes in a server, and together you can build up an army of dinos you can use to raid other tribes. Players form alliances, make trade agreements, and defensive pacts. The goal being to become the strongest tribe in the server. The biggest and baddest tribes in every server are called alpha tribes. They basically raid and bully all of the smaller beta tribes, just like real life. You versus the tribe she tells you not to worry about. SMH my head, my damn head. Ark is similar to other PvP survival games like Rust. It's just a toxic pit of raiding, betrayal, drama, intrigue, the works. For example, there's something called inciting, where people will join a tribe just to backstab and betray them so their actual tribe can move in and raid. They'll kill tames, steal loot, destroy defenses, some real spy shit. People didn't just form tribes, they formed mega tribes that stretched across numerous servers. You see, Ark has a neat feature where you can transfer from one server to another using these big ol' obelisks dotted around the map. Players use these obelisks to transfer themselves and their dino creatures into another server. Large tribes would often use these to invade other servers and take them over. Me and my friends played on multiple servers that were invaded by a mega tribe called Faction. These douchebags basically ruled over dozens of servers and would bring an army of dinos through the obelisks and hunt down every tribe on your server, killing your precious dinos and blowing up your base before making off with your hard-earned loot. And all you could do is just sit back and watch, like a cuck. There was a lot of drama between Faction and another mega tribe called French Touch. They were at war with each other and would invade the other tribe's servers, resulting in large, full-scale battles with dinosaurs and gunfire. I can't think of another PvP survival game where the player base declares war on each other and fights with fucking dinosaurs. The amount of drama me and my friends witnessed and took part in with the Dino Wars in this game could have been made into a shitty Netflix original, let me tell you. We basically got Dino PTSD from this shit. Rest in peace, Officer Donkey, the giant-ass beaver. Losing your tames in this game is a real gut punch. Screw the containers full of loot. When your level 200 Therizino named Timmy the Tickle Chicken dies, it's crushing. You spent likely
Docking request
hours
accepted.
watching the damn thing sleep to tame it. You've used it in countless battles, all for some jerk in green flak armor to walk up and 360 triple scope it. The PvP in Ark can be pretty intense. You've got a mixture of primitive and advanced technology. You could be fighting with swords and spears, guns like pistols, rifles, and snipers. And of course, you ride dinosaurs into battle. You've got people shooting at each other, using dinosaurs to take people or structures out. Someone trying to pick people off of their dinos with a flying creature. It's complete chaos, and it's peak Ark gameplay. Nothing beats being in a small tribe with your friends, trying to build up in secret without letting the alpha tribe find out you're there.
It looks better than it used to.
Because if they do, you're gonna get booty blasted by a level 150 giga named
But that's
the Eliminator.
the one they
Slowly
abandoned.
making alliances with other tribes, making trades, planning a raid on the
So let's go look at Ark on the Mortal chart. Oh, sorry, on the Steam chart. Excuse me. Let's go see what Mortal did today. Yeah, 622 is not bad. 600 is not dead. It's not living, but it's not dead. I'm enjoying it. I wonder if the game's gonna end. No, he's like releasing an expansion soon. There's no way this game's dying. Anyways, Ark. Not yet, anyways. 248,000 one time 4 years ago. It's got 26,474 right now. And this game is cross platform, if I recall. I mean, it is my kind of game, but it's got its issues. And the end game is unappealing to me.
bigger tribe using the dinosaurs you've tamed, all for them
Reminds me of Icarus.
to whoop your ass, kill all of your precious creatures, then blow your base up with C4. You really can't get this in any other game. As fun and
can,
interesting
Rust.
as Ark really is,
Eventually, Rust will have wolves and bears and stuff in the fucking courtyards fighting the raiders trying to come in. Rust has this.
as a game, it's
Eve has it if it just in space, you know?
not without its issues.
And better. Both of them have it better.
Major issues that really drag the game down. Oh, what's that? Oh, nice. Yeah, it's time to talk about grinding. It's an inevitable part of any survival game, especially
The Rust Stone.
a
yeah.
multiplayer PvP one. You have to grind for resources to build up and craft the most powerful gear. If it only took 20 minutes to go from basic naked scrub to beefed up Giga Chad with Iron Man gear, it would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? But in Ark, the biggest grind is easily taming dinosaurs. Holy
Why?
shit.
Why make it hard if the whole server's full of them? Why make it hard? Mortal isn't that hard. It makes you wait 30 whole seconds while you tame, but it's not that hard if you have the skill points. You know, I don't know. All right, we made some money here. Let's compress. Oh, look, I have Poshvon Miasmos here, which is very good. So we'll go to work here. That guy's sort of a security problem for me, because I don't want him knowing I'm dropping a fucking thing somewhere. I will go to a different field this time.
Warp drive active.
I will make more money here in an hour than I would have all night, like farming ice and shit. Fuck them. Fuck those stupid assholes.
Taming is a pain in the
I learned the hard way with Rust, way up in Large Clan, when you would have like 45 people versus 45 people and shit. The pussies don't do well. They don't do well. If you capitulate to these fucking people in any fucking way or form, if you talk to them, if you give them anything, if you tell them that if you show them that you're affected by it, if you're not, like I was like, rats on the 5 mil, because that is the reality. It cost me like 5 mil to lose that retriever. It is the fucking reality. You know what I'm saying? Me blowing myself up afterwards in the thing was more of a fuck up than them killing me and shit and all that. And I learned the hard way. You don't capitulate ever. And it's not just Rust. Try being a drug dealer and shit. You don't ever back down. You don't ever show these people weakness. You don't like, I'll raise you better than your fucking fathers have. I swear to God, most men are fucking milk drinking panty wastes. And I've gone through my whole life without violence because I understand this. Most of them will back down, and the ones that won't will get their asses kicked by the fucking system. So it doesn't matter. Like, you know, so it doesn't matter. So if you bow down to anybody ever, and it took me until I was like, I don't know, 35 to know it, but I mean, yeah, by the time I was 35, I wasn't some soft-hearted kid anymore. And like, I don't capitulate to people who show up and bully me. I never have, never will, bitch. It's not happening, you know? Yeah, I want to hit this Bez. Yeah, I want to hit this Bez. I'm going to go out there, hit that Bez. I could just fill 5K fucking, like, you know, holes. Because it's not that bad of an ISK per hour. It's not that bad. It's like 20 or 30 million an hour or something like that. And you know, with the miasma sitting there, it's a fairly good bet I get home. It's like 50-50. Yeah, every time I ever do cargo containers out here, it gets me in trouble. So I'm just gonna, just leave. You know, I don't care. Yeah. Now, I want you to align to the structure, but I don't know if you're gonna let me with this huge thing in the fucking way. So turn the microwave warp drive back on. Oh, good. That's in the proper direction. So stop. This has to be within 12, so go back. Or I don't know. Maybe that, no, just stop. Don't go back. Align to the structure. Align. Maybe I will do gamble. It is kind of late, you know? Maybe in a couple, maybe like an hour, I will come and try and get the whole thing out. Now that's Telassanite, is it? I don't know. Telassanite's okay. You know, it'd be fun to get these materials out. I could sell them. I could sell them here, maybe. If I probably can. Oh no, I can't sell in that guy's station, huh? That's alright. Align to. Very good. Stop. And then we will drop. I will try to do some cargo thing here. Because what am I risking? I'm not risking anything. Fuck it. I'm going to do some gambling. I'll do some gamble mining.
Cheeks in this game.
I spent the last 3 days in honorable PvP, kicking people's asses in faction warfare, and pulling 200 million that I don't bang on people who don't have guns equipped and shit like that. I'm not a fucking pussy. I'll do some fucking ninja mining. I don't care. It's better than dealing with you shitheads. For fuck's sake, man.
It's probably one of the most boring.
These fucking people ruin PvP. They killed the PvP down. What's left in PvP? It's like Call of Duty, Overwatch, PUBG, Apex, Valorant. Like, that's it. Even isn't one of them because it doesn't even have 30,000 pop or whatever. 30,000 pop is a joke to a real PvP game. And the reason it's like that is because of pieces of shit like this. I swear to fucking God. But the PvP community is dying because they're almost entirely toxic. I'm the worst one. But I'm that way because I'm not interested in a fucking bully. I'm not interested in a bully. I'm gonna tear their fucking head off every single fucking time. I'm not interested. And they show up no matter where I go. It's fucking stupid. On all the games. I don't care. You know? Never have, never will. I never have, never will bullied somebody. Not who didn't come looking for me first. And I never have, never will show fucking. I will never have, never will show weakness to these fucking pieces of shit. And I don't believe in their beta cuck, stupid, right wing, like coded, like fucking effatry or whatever they talk about. I don't care about that stupid ass shit, Sigma bullshit or whatever stupid shit they talk about on the fucking internet and their terminally online, like long hard road to the middle lives. I don't care what they fucking say, you know. I like the aggression that they give me because it enables me to show my strong personality to the world. I don't care what they do. You know what I'm saying? I block them very easily. I went through the list being like, they're all blocked, right? You know, because it's like they've all got to be blocked. They'll never have a word in this. They'll never get to say a word. On top of it, they're bullying a deaf person, essentially, who's never going to listen to them ever. Which is so dumb. It's like, Jesus Christ, if you wanted to roleplay the fucking Nazis in fucking Helen Keller, go roleplay the Nazis in Helen Keller. Leave me the fuck alone, you fucking retards. Suck my dick.
And tedious things I've...
You can see it. The rust changes you. You don't show fucking... These submarine pilots, these space submarine pilots, they're fucking pussies where I come from. Pussies! I'm talking pussies. They don't scare me. The E players do not scare me. They are fucking pussies where I come from.
Ever done in a video game.
Both in real life and in fucking Rust and shit like that. They're just fucking pussies where I come from. The way they act is fucking pussy. Because they are pussy. They're fucking pussies.
Trapping and tranquilizing big beasts would be exciting, but,
Say right to their face, bitch. Go to null, pussies. Go to null. Stop harassing people in high sec and ruining the game for everybody else. High sec is where people who don't want to be harassed go. And fucking children. Why the fuck are you there? Why are you there?
not really.
It's not meant for you to be there. You can be there. They're not going to tell you not to, but they've really tried to discourage you from doing it. They don't want you doing what you're doing.
You just build a trap.
Stupid, worthless pieces of shit.
Lure their...
Suicide ganking. There's only one game I've ever heard that in, and it's Idiot-Ass Eve full of idiot-ass pieces of shit who suicide gank like these idiots we just saw. And I love using it for content, frankly.
Goofy asses into it and proceed.
No, there's another level of silliness I've seen on another game that rivals suicide ganking, which is when the mortal players spin around and pirouette when they're fighting. That's about as pussy. There's only one other pussy thing I've seen as pussy as suicide ganking in a high sec that I've seen in survival games, and it's when mortal players spin chop each other. That's the other really pussy ass thing that I've seen before. Otherwise, these games are actually usually hard for hard people, but these pussies suicide gank rather than actually go somewhere where real PvP is. It's fucking so dumb. And they call beach PvP, where they kill people who just killed like a stone, you know, or whatever. Like they see somebody naked who just killed a stone and they roll up like 5 deep or whatever. And they all die to you and the guards come kill them. But I mean, that's the whole point, you know. I don't give a shit about the ship I lost. I don't give a shit about the 5 million I lost or whatever. I don't give a shit. So their whole lives, they're just bullies. You can, you know, how do you defeat a bully? You either ignore them completely until they don't exist anymore, like a god. Or you mock them to the point where you're the bully. And what do you think I'm going to do? Somebody's got to fucking slam. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else just capitulates to these fucking shitheads. Somebody's got to fucking slam. I don't like bullies and I don't go looking for these fucking people. I don't care if they don't like my fucking language. They can suck my fucking dick.
Need to fire 1,000,000 trank arrows into them until
I'll take them in the real life too.
they go night-night. In the case of the Giga, one of the most powerful carnivores in the game, it takes over 400 tranks with...
Why? Why 400? How long does that take? Like 800 seconds? That is so dumb. If you only get headshots.
Of the dinosaurs in this game.
Why is he trapped in a door? You're cheesing is why. You're an exploiter? You're an exploiter. Well, now I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is against the rules, but how else would you be killing a T-Rex? It's kind of exploity.
Tranks to knock out.
You can't solo a T-Rex.
Once they're knocked out, you have to keep...
These devs are bad, maybe.
These goofy goobers knocked out by occasional...
I don't like their crappy fonts. I don't like their crappy UI. I don't really like their crappy graphics, though it is cool and true to life, you know?
Feeding them narcotics.
But, you know, I do like their dinosaurs, but I don't like how they look.
Or else they'll wake up.
You know what they look like? Conan Exiles.
How long this takes depends on the dino. To tame them, you have to feed them. Different foods tame them faster than others.
I don't know shit about Ark. You want to know why I don't play Ark? I listened to this conversation one time at a local game store while I was buying, I think it was like Witcher 3 and a PlayStation 4, which, by the way, was the last time I ever went in a store. Like right around at the end of the PlayStation era, I stopped going in the store because once I had the PlayStation 4, I just bought scratch cards from the 7-Eleven, right? I didn't have to go back in GameStop again because I could just keep dumping my drive and putting new games on it and stuff. And I bought a bigger drive. I bought a terabyte drive. First thing I did, I think I bought a 2 terabyte drive, I think, for my PlayStation, yeah. Or was it 1? I don't know. Maybe it's 1. I don't remember. But I bought an expensive terabyte drive for the PlayStation 4. I bought like 20 games, it being like RDR2 and fucking Witcher 3 and all the good PlayStation 4 era games. I can't even remember all the stuff that I bought. I want to say Skyrim. I want to say, yeah, Skyrim Anniversary and a few others. I just don't remember what they all were. Oh, yeah, Bloodborne, right? The reason I bought my PlayStation was Bloodborne. I was like, I've heard Bloodborne's really good, and I have fear of missing out on Bloodborne. And I was right. I was right to do it. I have no regrets that I bought a PlayStation 4 for Bloodborne, right? So I'm in the game store, and I'm buying a PlayStation 4, so I have to stand there for like 20 minutes while they go in the back and get like a fucking, PlayStation 4 out of the fucking case, and they make sure I'm not a thief and all this stuff. And they're getting games together and all this, and I'm listening to these ARC players, and one of them was an employee at the store, and they were like having a full-blown battle plan, and I was like, it's dinosaurs. It's not even like Eve where it's players, it is probably players, but they weren't talking about that. They're like, what do we do after this and this? And it was like the dorkiest conversation I've ever fucking heard. It's way worse than Rust or like WoW or something like that. They were like really nerding up on fucking Ark. And so I asked him, I was like, what is Ark like, right? And it was a girl. She was a girl, and she was like, I love Ark. I think it's the greatest game ever made, but I would not recommend it. And I was like, what? And I have the same attitude about Rust, so now I understand it a bit more. She was like, well, I started out as like this solo player, but now, like, and she was an attractive girl working at the game store. I liked her, and when the conversation ended, she was like selling me a PlayStation. I was like, how is Ark, because I've never played it. And she was like, yeah, I can't recommend it to you. And I was like, don't you play it all the time? And this was back way before even I would play Rust or anything like that. And she was like, yes, when I'm not at work, I just do Ark. And she was like, we have like a local like Facebook group meeting thing, and all they do is talk about Ark, and we have a whole server thing that we do, and it's all locals and stuff, and all we do is play Ark. And she was like, the reason I can't recommend it to you is once you get up to the top and you get the big dinosaurs, and she was like, you've heard how we can tame dinosaurs and stuff? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, once you get up to the top, you like the enemies, the enemy players, they just kill your dinosaurs. So then, and she was like, I can't tell you how many times I've cried my goddamn guts out because I've lost like best friends essentially. And she was like, that's why I wouldn't recommend it to you. She was like, the amount of time it takes to train and tame a dinosaur all the way to like cap and get it where you need it to do what you want to do in the end game. She was like, losing the dinosaur is the end game. And I'll never forget what she said. She was like, losing the dinosaurs that you tame is the end game, and I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody because you can't prevent it. And I was like, isn't it kind of like a base building game? And they're like, and she was like, yeah, but that doesn't come into it that much unless they're coming to destroy you. She was like, it's more like you work for hours. And she was like, tonight when I get off work, and she was like warning me about this. She was like, when I get off work, I will play fucking Ark for like 7 hours. And I was like, okay, what's wrong with that? And she was like, well, because it's like I have a job and a life and a boyfriend and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And I was like, really? You don't think it's very good? I shouldn't play Ark? And she was like, no, well, go buy it on the Xbox or whatever, or on the PlayStation if you want to see. She was like, go see if you want to. It's not that expensive. But she was like, I don't really recommend it. It's way too addictive for most people. She's like, I can see that you have a very good RPG taste. And she's like, people like you'll get lost in Ark. And I was like, yeah. I've heard that before from an EverQuest player. I heard it from my Final Fantasy 11 friend, but he was like, "You'll love 11. You'll be so good at 11." I don't know how he knew, but he was like, "You're gonna be so good at Final Fantasy 11." And we were good at 11. We're still good at 11. Most people, they don't have like 30 75s. I fucking do. Some of those servers are dead now, yeah, but I have a lot of, well, and I'm locked out of my main account, so I don't have like, I don't know, 13 of the 75s or something anymore. But I leveled the 75s. I've done most of the classes to cap. I was on my way to Matt's cap on the Somi, like, etc. Like, most people do not play Final Fantasy 11 like I do and shit. And I was like, I play Final Fantasy 11 like that. And she was like, well, then you understand. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to leave like a Final Fantasy 11 for an arc. And she was like, no, I wouldn't really blame you. I would not leave 11 for arc. You know, and I was like, yeah. That was back when 11 were, no, well, 11 had left the Xbox, but it was still prevalent on the PC, and people still know what it is. They know that Final Fantasy 11 exists. They just don't want to admit it. You know, I don't know why. Mining holds, cargo container. I forgot how slow Venture is, but it's money. It is money, you know? Will they let me do this? They won't let me do this, no. They will come. I shouldn't do this. I should just pack up, take my 5K that I've actually banked, and not tempt fate by putting, like, you know, 50 million in a container and getting jacked while I try to take the miasmos to the container. The minute miasmos shows up, I always, for some reason, pull some fucking inquisitor asshole who really doesn't want me there. It is so annoying. If you try to bring the miasmos out of the station, they immediately just beeline for you. And it's so annoying. And I almost get to the crate sometimes. And I like that sort of thing, but it's also wasteful for the server because the materials get destroyed most often than not. They can't carry the fucking, I hate Eve in some ways because it's like, you know what happens a lot? These shitheads, they're such shitheads. They taught Rust people, they are Rust people. They taught Rust people how to be shitheads. Like, they don't like that they can't carry what's in the cargo container. So they kill, and that's another thing about what's in the cargo container. Already, this cargo container is full of more weight than anybody can carry, right? And that's how real games work. It's like, you know, and like, so, when they gank you, they just blow up the cargo container. So it's like, imagine you're like a fishing boat. You're out there fishing in the ocean in the real world, and then they come and they kill you, but they don't even bother like eating the fish or stealing the fish. They just blow up the boat because they don't have a fishing boat big enough to carry the fish home back to port. So they just kill you because they want to see what's in your pockets or whatever. No, they just want you to know that they can kill you, I think. And then they blow up the cargo container too, which is so fucking stupid. I hate it. And like, I've learned, it's happened to me, like, almost every time I do this, it happens to me. They come out and they, like, for some reason, they can sense when this cargo container is like 4/5 full, and they know when I'm about to go get it, so they either jump me then, or as I come in with the hauler to come get the cargo container, they fucking show up every single time. They don't show up to pop the Venture. They show up to pop the fucking miasmos, which is the same exact value as the Venture. It's stupid. But I don't know why they differentiate, but they do. They're like, okay, you can't haul anything. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, if you're going to really make the play, kill the mining ship then. And then there's nothing to haul. It's stupid to kill the hauling ship. I don't know. That just hurts the server. If the materials don't get out to the fucking server, they can't buy ships for fucking cheap. That's the reality that they can't confront. As they gank high-sec, they can't confront the reality that fucking material they use to bounce people in fucking high-sec, somebody else built that motherfucker, and they did it by mining. And it's fucking stupid. They harass miners all day. I can't stand it. No.
But for high-level dinos, it can take...
I guess my headphones died. I'll have to switch over. Getting towards it here, but I'm not done yet. Yep, there, razor's on, which is good. Good.
a ludicrous amount of time to tame. Like,
There it is, and that's what she warned me about. She was like, it takes you so fucking long to get the dinosaurs up where they need to be. And she was like, my clan is so big. It's got like 400, and I think she said like 750. She was like, my clan is so big. It has 750 people, but we constantly lose animals that actually affect our emotions when we lose them. And she was like, I wouldn't really recommend it to other people who aren't already addicted to it. And I took her lesson, you know, and I never touched the game. I did listen to her when she spoke. I've talked to that girl a couple of times, and I value her opinion. I don't know her name or anything like that, but I like that girl. She probably doesn't work at the store anymore, but you know, she was cool and good at what she did. She was an MMO player.
hours. If you only have raw...
The girl that sold me my PlayStation 4, she was a badass.
Have fun waiting 5.5...
She was like, I've never seen somebody do it like you. She was like, they always come in and they buy like 2 games and stuff. And she was like, you're buying like the entire collection, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I handpicked and I decided when I was going to do this and I knew what games I was doing it for and I made a list and I'm here to buy a PlayStation and 20 games. And she's like, you know, that's going to be like $1,000 with the insurance and all this. And I was like, yep. Here we are, swipe it. And she was like, okay, you know, and it was insane. It was kind of crazy. But I bought like 20 games between, you know, I try to buy them used, you know, because I don't care about discs at all. I try to buy them used, but most of them were new because they were new games, like Witcher 3. I bought Witcher 3, $70. I was back to talk to the girl again 2 days later. I was like, I bought the PlayStation 4 for The Witcher, which just came out 2 days ago. They said it was going to be the greatest RPG of all time. This game sucked. And she was like, I just haven't heard anybody with the same opinion. And I was like, I'm sorry, this game fucking sucked. I want a full return on this one, you know. And she was like, I understand, here you go, you can't play it. And I was like, no, this game fucking sucked. The combat was fucking worthless. I couldn't bring myself to enjoy it. And she was like, did you like see any titties or get further into it? And I was like, yeah, I rode down through like 5 towns and shit and cleared like the first quarter of the game. It wasn't good. And she was like, and you know, time will tell on that one. I think everybody else got hoodwinked by fucking Witcher 3, but I did not get hoodwinked. Now I'm sure that their lore and their story is tip top and fucking amazing, but that combat, I'm sorry, I will not suffer through that combat. It was not good combat. It was, you know what it reminds me of? The Last of Us. The Last of Us 1's combat was so fucking bad. I never played the second one, and I probably should. I've never played the second one, I guess, and you know that I forgot about that. But they said The Last of Us 2 sucked at launch, didn't they? They said The Last of Us 2 chugs along. It's not optimized like Alan Wake 2 or whatever, or Dragon's Dogma 2, and it's like not optimized. Is what I heard, so I didn't buy it. I don't know. And I don't need a single-player game like Last of Us 2. I wasn't that big of a Last of Us convert as it was. I beat The Last of Us once on the PlayStation 3, but then I was like, I don't know. I can't
half
do this.
hours for a level 150 giga to tame that you just spent 30 minutes tranking to get it to go to sleep in the first place. It becomes a full-time job where you have to sit for hours at a time staring at a sleeping creature until it tames. You can't just leave and do other stuff while this is happening either, because you have to protect it, or a random dinosaur or player will kill it.
More likely player.
And again, if you...
What a terrible ass system. You babysit NPCs. I don't want to babysit NPCs. I already babysit a fucking elderly baby boomer. I don't need to babysit NPCs while they sleep. I'm not fucking doing that. They can stand there like an FFXI pet and not bother me is what they're welcome to do. I'm not babysitting NPCs like a Tamagotchi. That's not happening. We're getting off this now. That's all we need to see. Like this is enough, and I don't want to hear all the rest of his negativity, because then he'll just bitch about stuff that he forces himself to deal with. You don't have to deal with this stuff. I remember this one, folding ideas with like why it's rude to suck at Warcraft, and I think this was actually a really bad video for Warcraft. So fucking cool. There is a lot here if you just look for it. Those are all my escort ships that are flying around me. And they're like smaller. Oh, now I'm full. Will they let me do this? I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm already gambling. Yeah, a full container of like Telassanite is worth something. If I can get it out, it would be good. It's a venture. If they pop me, I don't give a flying fuck. If they pop the barrel, I don't give a flying fuck anymore. If you make it out with one barrel, it pays for like 20 ventures. So it's like, go ahead, throw some ventures and barrels away, I guess. It's all these games are based around loss, and I get it, but it makes it exciting, but it also sucks that it's so loss based. I don't know. I don't think the cargo containers should be assailable by ships, but I don't know. Maybe that's kind of Nazi. It wouldn't fit realism, really. I just don't see anybody ever detonating the cargo. Like in real life, people would be like, well, I'm not blowing up 5,000 fucking pounds of cocaine, you know? Or mining ore or diamonds or something. Like in real life, humans would never do that. They would just be like, yeah, we're definitely not blowing it up. We can't drag it out of here. We don't have a dump truck. But we're not blowing it up. That's something only shitheads who play EVE Online and Rust and shit like that, bully shitheads who have bad lives. That's only a reality that people like that could dream up. In reality, no human would ever just blow up like a whole container of ore. Just so I mean, I guess they do it in times of war, but they wouldn't do it in the real world. Like it would be an action in war. Yeah, you would see that. In war, you would see them blow up like a factory full of ore. But no, if you're out there in BLM land and you're panning for gold, and the guy has been panning gold for like 3 months, and there's like a whole like box of the gold. The last thing that's going to happen to the box of gold is somebody puts an explosive charge inside of it. That's the last thing that would happen in reality. But it is a reality in EVE Online because the goddamn devs don't do something right. We just don't know what it is. It's got to be like maybe that the fucking cargo container isn't assailable, basically. It should, like, it honestly, even as developers, I think they should be concerned that one of the things these pirates do, these butt pirates, is they blow up the cargo container. Now that's okay. That's emergent gameplay, and it's not like they care about that cargo container. The devs don't care. But the problem is, it's bad for the server that the devs produce. If those mats don't reach it to market, then the fucking crafters have to pay more money. Why would you make it so they can assault the goddamn cargo container? But it is a realism thing, kind of. You know, and also in HiSec, I'm fairly sure you can do that without actual police interference. You just get a suspect flag. That's it. So, and like, suspect means you can't leave the system, but it doesn't mean you're going to be blown up. And that's really dumb. Some of the things that the developers do to just set up these situations where Nazi bullies can just step on you is fucking stupid. And it's bad for the fucking games. That's why the pop never ever goes over 30,000. That's why Rust has dropped from like 540 to like 100 or something, and all the other ones are struggling and shit. It's because the toxicity is actually really bad for the fucking game. I say it every day, but it's fucking dumb. You know? Yeah. And that's why I shouldn't do cargo containers out here, because I know that they'll fuck with me. I know they will. Only a matter of time. I used to make a lot of money out here. Like billions, you know? Just because I spent so much time learning how to do it that I made a lot of money. But it's still so high risk that I don't really recommend it. I mean, it's so cheap. It's so cheap, but it's also like so high risk that it's why bother? Somebody will come and blow me up sooner or later, you know. So I have made mithril. I will go sell it, and I will buy more to process. I'm tired of them doing this. Reload like 3 times. No, go back.
This video was going to be about 10 minutes. It turned into 20 minutes of me ranting about the entertainment industry. Leave a like on the video. and subscribe if you feel the same way. All right, I've been trying to ignore this for a while. I have. Every time a new controversy pops up, every time a new franchise I grew up with drops something that feels weirdly sterile, I'll tell myself that it's just the usual cycle. Games have always evolved. Studios have always made bad calls. Adaptations have always missed the mark.
It's
I
cope.
gaslight myself.
No,
But
it's
this
cope.
doesn't
It's
feel
cope.
like
It
random
actually is
misses
copium.
and
One of those
it
times when it is
feels
appropriate to say it.
coordinated.
It's
Like, I don't know if
copium.
you guys have noticed, but everything from games, movies,
I don't do
YouTube,
copium.
Discord,
I didn't
it's
buy
all being
Ashes.
pushed
I don't
through
do
the same
copium. I don't play
corporate
Star
filters,
Citizen.
all at the same time, and what comes out the other
I
side
didn't like
is
Death
usually
Stranding.
polished, expensive, safe, but
I didn't think it was a
somehow
bad game,
so
but I don't like it.
fucking hollow. And for years, I've avoided getting into political angles on this channel because the second you say anything remotely adjacent in that space, people stop listening because they want to start picking teams. Are you talking about things that are pervy to my side or theirs? Are you an enemy? You lose the fucking nuance, and it's exhausting. I don't want to be a
I
political
don't care about that.
YouTuber,
Fuck the right
but I want
wing.
to talk about games, but it's so tough to
Stay out of
do
my
so
channel, piece of
nowadays
shit, right wing.
Because when the system
You hear me? Stay the fuck out of my channel if you're a right wing. You're not welcome, motherfucker.
that are
You think you bigots are fucking bigoted? You should see how a real leftist feels about the right wing. You haven't seen bigotry.
shaping the game start getting political
Stay the fuck out of my channel if you're right wing and you follow that pig fucking Nazi.
by default, pretending that layer doesn't
I don't care if
exist
that galvanizes people. Stay out of the channel. I don't want you around me.
just feels dishonest. So I want to say it plainly, gaming feels different now. And the reason it feels different isn't nostalgia. It actually is something a lot more nefarious
Why don't you have bars on?
than that. It's total displacement. Look at what's
What?
happened to major franchises over the last decade. Star Wars doesn't feel mythic anymore.
Yeah, it is total displacement of all media.
It feels
Yep.
curated. It feels like every character is aware of modern discourse in the real world hovering over them. The edges are sanded down, and any sort of conflict or friction just feels pre-packaged. The Halo TV adaptation, I always go back to it. It's stripped
Why?
away the
It's
mystery
terrible.
that defined that universe, the quiet, stoic tone that made Master Chief feel iconic, got replaced with exposition and emotional unpacking that felt more like contemporary drama than actually sticking to the source material. The Lord of the Rings TV or Prime adaptation compressed something timeless into
Lord of
something
the Rings,
very,
yeah,
very
Rings of
current and
Power.
modern. And the conversation around all of this immediately turns radioactive. You say anything and someone tries to shove you into a political corner. If you're a
Like a
fucking
locker,
troll
yeah.
chud that just hates Lord of the Rings, they call you MAGA or conservative. It's a fucking tiring. But here's the thing. The issue to me isn't representation. These worlds were never monocultures. The issue is the intent that is bleeding through the art. And you can feel when a story exists because someone wants you to explore, and you can also feel that a story exists when somebody has something to signal to you. And that difference is subtle until it isn't. And I think that subtlety is just completely going away. Longtime fans, they feel that rage, but they also feel like they're guests in something that used to feel like home. The architecture is
Yeah.
familiar, the atmosphere is completely different, and that same shift shows up in gaming itself. I keep talking about friction. Friction is disappearing in modern game design. Systems are completely streamlined. Social interaction is either removed or it's completely automated to the point where you don't even really feel like you need to do it. Progression is completely optimized. Everything moves faster. Everything feels smoother. Smooth sounds good, but smooth also doesn't really stick for me sometimes. The inconvenience used to be a memory. The tension in the choices that you made as a gamer used to create the stories. The grind used to create the attachment. Yeah, a quick example of grind not feeling rewarding is Battlefield 6 and their weapon progression. Complaining
Yeah,
about
why
it
play
since
Battlefield now?
launch.
What? So
They
you can get
created
another
a grind, and
gun?
usually, for me,
Lose it?
grinds are nice, as long as they're rewarding. And Battlefield 6 made a set of tasks that you have to continually do every day with their challenge system, but then they opted to make it not fun. or enjoyable or even feel rewarding in the slightest. And that's why I think for the last like decade or so, I haven't felt really attached or there's nowhere to really hang my head as a gamer. Because when that texture gets flattened across the industry, all at the same time, people start to feel like something essential is missing in the conversation. And when you zoom out, it all starts to make sense. Every major studio and platform is operating under the same pressures now because gaming has become so massive.
Yeah.
You have to now focus on global markets, shareholder expectations, advertiser sensitivity, regulatory scrutiny from governments, internal compliance teams whose literal job is to make sure nothing explodes on social media so your numbers keep going up. And then when you scale big enough, that unpredictability becomes very expensive when things get out of hand. So you want to minimize that unpredictability. So your stories that you're telling in media get safer. Your design for your app or your program or your platform gets broader. The messaging is very, very clear, and the edges get trimmed, and there's nothing left. YouTube is following that same arc right now. Look at this screen. This is YouTube back in 2017. And there was a time where you could fall down a rabbit hole and discover some completely unhinged 12K sub channel at 2 a.m. because the homepage wasn't aggressively steering you into approved lanes.
Yeah.
Now it's just curated where shorts dominate your vision.
You know, I'm
Established
hoping
channels are
I'm hoping that eventually they'll get wise to this and they'll change the algorithm, and I might do better if that happens. You know, it's like I think exposure was my only real problem. I don't want to talk to the chat, so they've got to get over that barrier. And I think I'm just a different style of streamer. It's like I'm stream of consciousness.
already reinforced on the homepage, and you have AI tools that summarize the content before you even click it. Discovery is narrow, and the creators feel it, small channels feel it, viewers are feeling it. I've been seeing more and more conversations where people are saying, like, YouTube is different now. Discord went from feeling like digital infrastructure for communities to feeling like compliance software wrapped around a piece of fucking spyware. Identity verification systems are coming to Discord, age inference using AI tools, defaulting restrictions that assume liability before they could even consider trusting the user. And so not only is our online life being driven by fucking AI algorithms, we now have governmental regulatory fucking boards breathing down our neck and putting enforcements in place on the community apps that we want to use to just fucking talk to one another. I'm still in the mindset of like 2016, 2017. Let's get together. Let's have a community. Let's build this up. But how the fuck can I sit here and promote a Discord when they're then going to turn around and limit your access to certain features if you don't succumb to giving them your ID or your face scan? And how do I talk about this as a gaming YouTuber without getting into the political aspects of why this is happening? It's fucking nuts. There's a bunch of internet censorship bills being pushed through Canadian Parliament right now as I record this video. They've been trying to crack down on our freedom of speech for so many years, and you want to talk about this stuff, but you run the risk of actually being suppressed online. We've seen it in the past. The political sphere is now starting to influence every aspect of our daily lives, including entertainment, all while we're watching the entertainment sphere itself have its own set of issues and its own bubbling.
Yeah, I do a lot of politics on my channel, and sometimes I think maybe that's not such a good idea. But I mean, I like politics though, and tons of crazy stuff happened in the last 2 years. If it wasn't like that because of Donald Trump, I wouldn't pay attention to it. But it's been a madhouse. Remember, there was like I went to 2 different No Kings protests this year. There was Iran attacked Israel, or sorry, Israel attacked Iran, and like all those missiles and stuff in the summer. It was a busy fucking year. Donald Trump won the election in the last like year, basically. It's insane. It has been crazy.
Set of problems, and we're literally heading towards running off of a fucking cliff, Thelma and Louise style. I genuinely feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Moving back to gaming, you look at something like Concord. Huge budget, backed by Sony, years of development, clean presentation, very inclusive marketing built to reach as many people as possible, and then it didn't. People didn't care, not in a rage way, but in an indifferent way. They just didn't give a shit. And that's worse, because indifference means there is nothing to grab onto there. When a game is designed to offend no one and resonate with everyone, it often ends up resonating deeply with nobody.
No one.
Highguard and similar projects chase the same wide net strategy. Safe tone, broad messaging, light friction. Players can feel nowadays more than ever when something exists and was created because a committee saw a market opportunity. And we were all called crazy when we called it out for Highguard 5 seconds into the trailer. Then it comes out the developers later were definitely banking on that game being very successful financially so they could break the golden chains and leave that corporate world that they so desperately wanted to leave while taking 10-cent money. Fucking idiots. Consumers can also feel when something exists because someone else couldn't make it, right? Arc Raiders exists because nobody else could fucking make that game. Embark exists because they actually broke free of the chains of that corporate fucking conglomerate of EA, and now they're one of, if not the biggest studio making actual passion projects that are finding success because they know what their market actually is. Now, that instinctive detection that these gamers and consumers are doing nowadays is brand new, and the market has to shift. 10 years ago, marketing language worked so much more effectively, but now gamers are hip to it, and I couldn't be more happy to see, and I hate being like this, don't take this the wrong way. I like seeing more and more people angry and talking about it in videos and comment sections and Reddit, because that means that people are starting to open up their fucking eyes to what I've been saying for the
I've been yelling all 4 years since I started.
last decade. And that's the part that doesn't get enough attention. And mainstream media
For
hates
3 years, I don't know what it's
the
been.
audience is
three,
no
I guess,
longer
4?
asleep. Gamers are way smarter than they were a decade ago. They understand live service traps. They understand engagement loops that are meant to keep them there as long as possible. They understand when mechanics are completely flattened to widen appeal. And they understand when a game feels engineered instead of lived in. And what we've noticed is they've quietly been shifting their time. A new report is coming out and making headlines everywhere from Apillion, who is a gaming industry advisory company headed by venture capitalists. That's who I want advising the gaming industry for sure. But they published a 164-page report publishing data about gaming, indicating that the medium is actually losing the war for people's attention to other ventures, including gambling, crypto, and porn. You dirty fucking gooners. Speaking of gooners, starting on February 20th to February 27th, a week-long sale on gamersubs.gg. Use code BigFry, you get 20% off site-wide. It's a sugar-free alternative to energy drinks. Use code BigFry, 20% off your order at gamersubs.gg. Make some better choices this year. Get off the sugar rush. Trust me, I'm a fatty as well. I get it. We all got to do better this year. So in this report, they say in the US, 2.5 to 4% worth of players stopped playing video games since the pandemic, so post-pandemic. The Canadian Trade Association found in its latest report that roughly 1 in 6 players prior to the pandemic have stopped playing games. Why do you guys think that is? In the US, PC and console spend is down 8% since 2020 and 2021, which comes to roughly about $2.3 billion. Why do you guys think that is? I'm going to give you guys 2 reasons why I think that is. First, because gaming is moving in a way where only a few games that are coming out every year are even worth a shit at this point. There's so much slop. There's so much broken. There's just so much. We're inundated with trash all of the time, and we have to weed through all the bullshit to find the gems. Number 2, which is where that political angle comes in that I don't like touching, nobody can fucking afford to buy games the way they fucking used to. You know why? Because the world is going to hell in a handbasket, and most people are probably picking up multiple fucking jobs to be able to pay their bills. They can't even think about extracurricular money that they're spending on games and everything else. People are fucking struggling. And when you hear that they're looking into crypto, gambling, and porn, it's because they need vices that got to take them away from their fucking day-to-day, and gaming isn't giving it to them anymore. So not only do we have a market that is spending less in the gaming industry, we also have gamers that are seemingly way more fatigued with the bullshit that we keep
I will
getting
never
given
leave the gaming industry.
year in and year out. I'm not saying every game is fucking bad. I'm saying the ones that are meant to be live service, long-term titles, they're either trash live service like Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 can be a great game, but it doesn't know how to serve its content post-launch. Or we have games that are literally being designed by committee that appeal to absolutely nobody time and time again. Concord spending $400 million, Tencent secretly funding Highguard to the tune of what, 100 million, 80 million, 150 million? Nobody even fucking knows. But we have all these games that are being designed to cast the widest net possible and then appeal to absolutely nobody. Guys, as I'm recording this video, Blue Point Games was just shut down by Sony. Keep in mind, this is the studio that remastered Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls, both commercial successes in their space. They were shut down. Did you know last year Sony had them working on a live service God of War title? Who the fuck greenlit that? Who the fuck would want God of War to be diluted into a live service slot fest that we keep getting in this industry? Who greenlit that? The same person that greenlit Horizon Hunter's Gathering? What a name that is. What a fucking game that is. And that's going to be Guerrilla's legacy in 2026?
Yep.
Now, I've been playing a lot of Burning Crusade Classic. It's the reason why I keep talking about the word friction. It blew up for me again because it reintroduced friction into my gaming time, where reputation matters, time investment matters, and actual social interactions are at the forefront of the game. I've been playing the game for, I think I got about 50 hours in the last 2 weeks. It's been a great time. I'm killing mobs, I'm doing quests, players are running by, we're grouping up, we're going into caves, we're exploring, and we're playing a game that friction is at the forefront of. It's not streamlined. I don't have to go into a dungeon finder, go into a group, and just sit in Stormwind the whole time. It's a game about exploration. It's an actual MMO, which on the heels of Ashes of Creation completely fucking imploding is something that I've been looking for a long time. And Burning Crusade Classic just shows me just how different gaming has become. Smaller studios right now are thriving when they commit to a niche instead of chasing absolutely everybody imaginable. Retro shooters that lean into difficulty. You have indie RPGs that actually embrace consequence. Horror games that aren't afraid to make you uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is the worst thing imaginable to AAA studios. The hyper-optimized corporate era assumed that scale guarantees player attachment, and it doesn't. And when engagement drops, the investors start to notice, and then when retention curves start to flatten, studios then reassess. And I'll be honest, guys, the entire industry has blown up way higher than it needs to be in terms of bloated dev teams, in terms of bloated development budgets. And the reason why everybody is seemingly having to cast a wide net is because these development projects have ballooned to hundreds of millions of dollars at a time.
Why?
It is absolutely unsustainable. Layoffs are happening at Ubisoft now. I believe 70 employees are being laid off from Ubisoft Toronto. That's the development team behind the new Splinter Cell remake that we, again, for so many years haven't heard fucking jack shit on. I'm of the opinion now that I think the entire industry has to implode. When I read that Ubisoft has 17,000 employees, and I think EA is sitting at around 15,000, and the output that we're getting from these studios and the ballooning budgets, like when you look at Highguard, you know, they claimed themselves to be self-funded, independent, while they're secretly being bankrolled by Tencent to most likely, and I'm throwing this number out there because they had, what, 200 employees. They had to have had like a bankroll of like 100 to 150 million dollars, and that game blew up in a night. The game is fucking dead. The industry needs to implode. And the thing is it's crazy because I'm part of it too. And I don't want developers to lose their jobs. But it's clear. You open up social media nowadays and it's one fucking layoff studio after another. Dude, 10 Chambers just had to fucking restructure. They laid off developers as well as some of the co-founders, and Den of Wolves isn't even out yet. It is clear, if you have a set of working eyes and a pair of working ears, that the current trajectory of the gaming industry is going at an unsustainable rate, and we are hitting that at fucking Mach 5, dude. And we've been having a lot of conversations about it on the live streams, and I've been saying this industry needs to fucking implode, and there needs to, and this isn't advocating
They
for
need to
job
start
loss.
making
This is more
games
coming
that-
from an
that we
angle of,
have
if
fun
this
playing.
doesn't happen, everything is going to get massively worse. And when you combine that with inflation and what is going on in the current global political climate, holy fucking shit. Things are crazy right now because a lot of major institutions optimize themselves into sterile territory all at the same time. And that won't last forever. Optimization eventually hits a ceiling. Audiences are already starting to get bored. Creators, you know, we talk about YouTube and Twitch and all of these different fucking major companies. Creators are starting to diversify and figure out different revenue streams because everything is unsustainable. Smaller studios are able to take more risks because they're working with less capital, they're working with less bloat, they're running a lean organization. Obviously, some studios don't. But the smaller studios are able to take the risks and play in that niche, and that's where it needs to go. And one thing I will say is after the whole Highguard situation, and I've been feeling a lot of different emotions watching the online conversations. I care about this shit so much. What I don't want to see is modern mainstream gaming journalists gaslight you, the consumer, into not screaming at them. That's how you change the system. You scream and you move elsewhere. And I think right now we are in a moment where people are starting to do that. Keep speaking, keep supporting the games that you want to see be alive and thrive, and keep pushing back when something feels engineered instead of inspired. The pendulum will not swing overnight, but it is moving in our direction, and it has been for quite some time, and it's so good to finally talk about it. It's such a negative coded video, but at the same time, I see so much hope in the fact that people are starting to push back. And it sucks because I don't want to sit here and be happy that people are upset. I'm not. I want people to be happy playing games, but in order to enact change, you have to be pushed to a fucking limit. And I think we're almost there. And then, you know, I say that, and then we look at the horizon, and I just see this fucking tidal wave that is AI slop vibe-coded games hitting Steam at Mach 10 speed. And that's going to be the next fight. As always, my name is Big Fry. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want more conversations like this, head over to patreon.com/BigFry. There's a lot of exclusive stuff over there for our paid patrons, but you can also become a free member there and get access to like audio blogs and stuff that I just post for my community over there. So get connected. There's a lot of these conversations I want to have. I'm probably going to have a follow-up to this video over there in the next couple of days because I want to explore some of these topics a little bit more in depth. I want to kind of get into the political side of things and why I think some ideologies are starting to be pushed in the space. But I find like once you start talking about that on these public fucking platforms, you start to hear about suppression and shit like that. And I find a lot of people just don't have the capacity to have real conversations in the comments. They start taking sides, and then any sort of nuance just kind of gets lost. But I want to explore those kind of topics in a place where we don't have to worry about algorithms. We don't have to worry about AI tools getting involved. And we can just have real fucking conversations. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you staying here for the whole thing. Use the keyword classic in your comment. I haven't done one of these in a long time. That lets me know you guys made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, my name is Big Fry. Shout out to the Fry Nation. And I'll see you on the next one.
The Fry Nation. I don't know. Nation is a right-wing coded word. I unsub to him. I beat him. Stupid thingy. Oh, cool, I can save, yeah. It was fun to make a character. I like the Gears Cut quite a lot.
Valheim started teasing the Deep North as early as November 2024, and its most recent teaser just 2 weeks ago will absolutely blow your mind. I combed through every single blog, social media post, and image tease to break down everything in order that we currently know about Valheim's 1.0 release and final biome, the Deep North. Let's kick things off with some Northern Lights. So this goes back to...
Oh, that's going to be annoying. I'm going to have to get back to my crate, which is so annoying. What happened here? You like took this off the screen and everything. Anyways. Yeah, this is running well, and it still looks good. Fucking so cool. This huge ass ship. Hi, kitty. Oh, kitty, my keyboard. Watch that. You can sit on my lap. Going to go to bed soon. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna stretch my legs out. There we go. Sorry, kitty. There we go. Give her my lap. Lap. Yeah, take some lap. It's a good kitty. Oh, my lovely kitty. Special K. Damn it, now I have to go back to my stupid thing. Oh no, it brought me back where I was. think I'm gonna haul this out now. When I get full. Yep, I think I'm gonna go out of here now. Starting to get a bad feeling, and I'm just ready to bank this as opposed to losing it.
Warp drive active.
Oh, sorry, kitty. Didn't mean to dig into your side with my fingers like that. Yeah, I didn't mean to manhandle you. You're okay. Oh, sissy. I love you.
Docking request accepted.
Hi, beautiful kitty. Oh, cute little kitty. You're kind of a little bossy kitty. You're like in my face a little bit. Yeah? I have a pioneer out here. I should have used it. Wow. Why do I have a trig survey database out here? That doesn't make sense. Damn, I have a ton of stuff out here. Well, maybe I looted a ship or something? I don't know. Anyways. Get in this miasmos. I'm gonna change the name because it gives me away. PM for Pashvan Miasmos. Someone else is in the station, which kind of sucks.
Warp drive active.
Let's have a look around, see. Nobody's here, so hopefully we'll be okay. Not even that dude who was mining earlier.
Here, the first date is in November 2024. That was the first time we got a teaser up, and the most recent one we got was 20th of January. So we're gonna start at the very beginning, and we're gonna work our way through all of them. So the first teaser we got way back.
So Valheim's getting like a snow biome. Oh, my beautiful kitty.
So the other day, I decided to read some bad reviews for Project Zomboid. And let me tell you, It was quite the enlightening experience, to say the least. So today, I'd like to, spread that enlightenment to all of you guys. And let's start by reading the most helpful negative review for Project Zomboid. This guy here has 1,400 hours in the game, and let's see what he has to say. 1,300 hours, and I finally feel ready to leave an honest review. I squeezed dozens of hours of play out of vanilla Build 41 over the first few months when I got this just under 2 years ago. Enamored with the profundity of the systems and the direct line nail-biting combat, a solo zombie sandbox of such scope and deliberate pacing was incredibly appealing to someone like me. And after I made it to 3 or 4 months a few times, I finally dove into mods and discovered an ever-changing, evolving, beautiful world of possibility and destruction. Between this and the sandbox settings, I put in my first 1,300 hours. So far, I agree, it sounds like a pretty typical experience for Project Zomboid 2 years ago. That 65, that's how much I've played since Build 42 dropped, a year ago. The game has never been particularly kind to the player or allowed many points or skills in vanilla gameplay. The grind is synonymous with the gameplay loop, and I'm no stranger to it. I also loved Destiny 2 before it shit the bed years ago, and regularly play Warframe on my PS5 to this day. And I think we all know what kind of gamer this guy is, huh? However, the grind is rewarded due to leading to progress and growth. In Build 42, the insane nerfs to literally every single playstyle you can imagine have been nipped both in the bud. Randomized zombie senses make the new stealth system a nightmare. The new items have diluted the drop tables.
You can pause Project Zomboid, can't you? So he plays like Warframe for a bit, and then he unpauses Project Zomboid and he runs it, and that's an interesting way to do that. I actually don't mind. I used to do something similar. I used to play WoW on my PC and FFXI on my Xbox 360, and it was so fun.
However, the drop rates have been lowered for several items. The traits that were meta in the previous build were heavily nerfed or flat out destroyed. However, none of that feeds into the new loop we were introduced to in a way that doesn't immediately put you in more danger as you try to, say, find tools to get into blacksmithing or harvest wood to get into carving. The new aiming system is worse, even with mods. The new sound system makes using a gun pull zombies at a staggered rate. That means an infinitely longer and more drawn-out fight. But you can now generate muscular fatigue faster and while doing any action, so you're no longer equipped for those long fights. All melee weapons got their conditions split as well as lowered, and all melee combat has been decidedly nerfed in every form. The unstable branch regularly updates in ways that break saves and mods, and there's little to no transparency on when or how these updates changes are going to occur.
Damn, that was
I heavily feel that last part. Now you would think you could just go back to Build 41 and enjoy your time, but many mods instrumental to that build have been updated to Build 42 and don't have any true legacies. Not only that, but the development for Build 41 has stagnated. So the sense of renewal in the loop of running a good save for 40 or so hours and then trying out new and exciting mods have also stagnated. The focus is on Build 42, and you can use sandbox settings to change a number of these issues, but that isn't really what this review is for, is it?